Indian pizza brings this paneer makhni pizza to my mind. The tanginess of tomatoes, that spunk from the spices. Man, this is good. Hi everyone and welcome to Sugar Spice Nice. My name is Shweta and in this video I'm sharing with you some Indian pizza. Now my love for Desi style pizza started when I had the paneer makhni pizza at Joey's Pizza for the first time, and oh my god, I've been remembering it so much I decided to make it at home. Another thing that I've been loving to do is using a paratha or a roti as a base for pizza. So you have your tomato sauce, your veggies, cheese, but it's on a paratha and it actually tastes so amazing. And I also do this on a slice of bread and inside a pav. So that is everything that I'm going to be sharing with you in today's video. Starting with paneer makhni pizza. First, let's get the makhni gravy or sauce ready. I'll be using chopped tomatoes, onions, ginger, garlic and chilies for it. Heating some oil and adding a pinch of hing, a generous spoon of cumin seeds, 4 to 5 peppercorns and couple cinnamon pieces, and just sauteing these together. Then I'm adding the chopped onions and letting them become translucent, and then ginger and garlic and chilies. We're adding everything roughly chopped, but don't worry, we'll put it all through a blender later. Once the raw aroma goes, I add in the tomatoes and just take a couple of minutes to really mix them in with everything. Then I'm adding some salt, turmeric and water. Just about enough water to cover all the veggies and let them cook. They take about 20 to 30 minutes to cook on a low to medium flame. And then I basically just blend everything together. And now I have here this paste and this is what we're going to work with. So I'm heating some butter in the same pan, and once it melts, I'm adding a bay leaf. This gives that added aroma and flavor to the gravy. And then I'm just dropping in the gravy. To this I'm also adding some cashew paste and spices. So I have coriander powder, red chili powder and garam masala. And then I'm really mixing them in with the gravy and letting them cook for a few minutes. If at any point you feel that the gravy is getting too thick, feel free to add more water. This is dried roasted methi or kasuri methi, the flavor booster, and along with that I'm also adding some fresh cream. You can choose to make it more creamy, but for pizza I wanted to keep that tanginess in my sauce. And I also add a spoon of sugar for that sweetish taste. Wow, doesn't this look amazing? All it needs is a sprinkle of coriander. And now we prep the paneer for this pizza. So I'm chopping the paneer into cubes like this, and then in a pan I'm heating oil and adding lots of spices. There's coriander, red chili, cumin powder, amchur, black pepper and garam masala, and I'm letting these spices become nice and fragrant before adding a sprinkle of roasted methi leaves. I'm also adding a chunk of butter for that added flavor and creaminess, and of course some salt and sugar to balance all the spices. Then I'm adding the paneer chunks and just really mixing them in well but slowly with the spices. Not being too quick here, else the paneer cubes might break, but ensuring that all of them are nicely coated. I remember the paneer pieces from Joey's Pizza were a burst of flavor, so I decided to just saute the paneer with my favorite spices and then use them on the pizza. These paneer pieces by themselves are also so delicious. But now we're ready to assemble all of this on a pizza. So here I have a ready-made pizza base, and since I don't have an oven, I will be roasting one side first with a little bit of butter. And this roasted side will have the toppings. So first goes the sauce, really ensuring that I'm covering it end to end. I absolutely hate it when I'm eating pizza outside and the edges have no sauce on them. Do you guys hate that too? Let me know in the comments. Then I'm adding the paneer cubes, and then I'm also adding a few slices of capsicum and onion. And of course cheese. I'm using Go Pizza cheese, which is perfect for the flavor we want. It's a mix of mozzarella and cheddar, and now this is ready to go back in the pan. So just a bit of butter, and this takes a good 20 minutes to get done. And this is the finished pizza. Look at how beautiful and cheesy this looks. Just being careful while removing it because I don't want the toppings and everything to topple over. And then I'm just adding some chili flakes and oregano. got myself one slice and here goes the first bite. This has turned out amazing. I love the flavor of the makhni. I think this is the best makhni gravy that I've made by far. And it's a very elaborate one, but all of that effort is absolutely worth it. So I really insist that you guys try it at home. And this is good. Now if you can't get your hands on a pizza base, then I definitely suggest to try a roti or actually a paratha pizza. Paratha pizza especially feels like a super duper thin crust pizza. And of course if you get the sauce right, then it feels like a feast in itself. So let me take you to my kitchen and actually show you how I get the sauce ready. Come on. Now this is a very basic homemade sauce but works really well with pizza and even pasta actually. So I just washed the tomatoes, and these are regular Indian tomatoes, and then I puree them completely when they are raw. Then in a pan I heat some oil and add a bay leaf, and after a while a few peppercorns and chopped garlic. Then I add the tomato puree and a bit of red chili powder and mix it in and let this cook. This sauce is quite simple honestly, and what I love is that with minimal steps and actually minimal ingredients also, you get a pretty decent pizza sauce ready at home without using any store-bought tomato paste and stuff. I'll let this cook nicely until it thickens and then add some herbs, oregano and basil. If you have fresh basil, then of course use that instead. And lastly, salt and sugar. This needs to have a slightly sweetish flavor so that it doesn't feel too tangy or sour on a pizza. So that gets this sauce ready, and now we start making our pizza base. What I'm making here is a base which is actually like a paratha for my pizza. You can even work with leftover roti dough, but if you're making it from scratch, then I'd recommend this. Make the dough like you would for a paratha and start rolling it out. I even add ghee in between like we do while making parathas for that added texture. And then begin to roast this. But remember, this we only roast on one side completely and let the other side be, so that the cooked side can hold all the toppings. So this is the cooked side that faces up and the raw side down. And make sure you have all your toppings ready. So I'm using capsicum, onions and corn today. These are like my favorite pizza toppings. Whenever you're making this sauce, make sure it's not too runny, else it doesn't stay easily on the pizza. Another reason I prefer paratha pizza to roti is that it gets a nice thick base and it doesn't become too moist and soggy. Now that all the veggies are loaded, I'm adding some cheese. And when you're putting this in the pan again, add some butter so that it gets roasted nicely and keep it covered. And if you feel it's getting burnt and the cheese hasn't yet melted properly, then I'd suggest adding another pan underneath it. Now this is ready and just adding some seasonings, and there it is, my paratha pizza. Healthy and yummy, and you can see the base here, it's holding up so well with all of these generous toppings. I love doing this with bread as well. It makes for such a yummy snack. So basically the same toppings, you know my favorites, and the same yummy pizza sauce. And assemble it all on a bread slice like you would on a pizza. Here too you can toast one side of the bread, but you can also use it as it is, and that's what I'm doing. Bread does become moist, so I did go easy on the sauce. Cover it and let it roast nicely until the cheese is nice and melted, and that is the bread pizza ready. You can also have this inside a pav like this. Just cut it open, add the sauce, the veggies, the cheese, and put it inside a griller or a toaster. I'm putting it in this trusty sandwich toaster and I'm just waiting for it to get done. Now this tastes great, but it does feel like eating more bread as compared to any of the other pizza options in this video. But having said that, it's great when you're really craving a yummy snack or meal. One thing that I like about Desi pizza is usually there's no argument about pineapple on pizza. Do you like pineapple on pizza? If you do, then we have a serious problem here. Just kidding. But do let me know generally what toppings do you like on your pizza. Are you an onion, tomato, capsicum person? Do you like corn? Or just, some exotic vegetables? What is it that you enjoy on your pizza? I'd love to know. Make sure you leave it in the comments below. Even if you like pineapple, it's absolutely okay. You can leave that in the comments. And one thing that I'd like to ask of you is, if you enjoyed this video, then please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel and share this video with all of your friends and family who absolutely love pizza. And that is it from me. I will see you in my next video. Bye!